I'm like 10 days late to this video, but Nick Crowley came back. And he made a video called YouTube's Darkest Channel 7. I watched the first Nick Crowley video with you guys on stream. I didn't know what to expect. And man, I am so happy I didn't watch it. Dude, his storytelling is impeccable. If you haven't done it already, you know exactly what I'm about to say. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and liked the video, go ahead and do so. Most of you who watch these videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel, so thanks. No, for real. Let's watch YouTube Darkest Channels 7 by Nick Crowley.
Tell you what we're going to do today more than anything else. We're going to do this. Nice guy must die. Nice guy must die. Nice guy must die.
This is my house from the street. Here is my car. This is a 2-bedroom brick ranch, conveniently located.
It's the final day.
Okay, we're starting off the video horrifically. There's no way this video is going to end well if your car is in Ultima. I'm sorry, if you're an Ultima driver... I was gonna say that if you're an Ultima driver, you probably deserve anything coming your way. But I actually don't know what's about to happen, so let me not say that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Day of February 2008. A 47-year-old man living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania named George Sodini publishes his very first video to YouTube under the channel MOS B46PGH.
I paid $79,000 for this in 1996. That's considered a lot.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
The upload, titled How George Pittsburgh Lives, was almost like an old-school house tour of sorts, as George proudly displays the outside of his home, before then doing the same inside.
Open it up.
I'm a little bit spooked, by the way.
Left it unlocked. That's not good. Inside, okay. Pan to the other side.
Seemingly making a point of mentioning every minute feature in the otherwise dim and empty home.
Here's my big screen TV. It's my computer, couch and chair, they match. Dining room set, shoebox full of old pictures.
To anyone who may have stumbled upon this strange video or Sodini's channel in general back in 2008, it would likely come off as entirely uninteresting and far from anything disturbing. However, to those who find it today, this couldn't be more different, as the account carries with it a layer of disturbing context due to the events that transpired after this first video was published. Events that have since transformed the MOS B46PGH page into one of YouTube's darkest channels.
Please meet everyone.
Dude, see what I mean?
Something so she remembers your
He's
name.
a really good storyteller.
Make sure someone you can
But
trust.
it's someone else's house, I think so, but we don't know yet.
Post this and see what comes back.
Hey, Shira, this is what I mean. This is why these videos are so fucking good. He's an insane storyteller.
I'm sure most of you guys have heard about the TikTok ban at this point. And honestly, there's something about it
I feel like this
that's
is going to be
bothering.
depressing as
You
fuck.
or I could do a
Probably.
simple Google search and in a matter of seconds find countless different data broker websites where you can buy pretty much anyone's personal data
Hey,
for
you
just
know
a few
what?
bucks. And not only can anyone do that,
I'll
but
try
it's
to
also
make
perfectly
it.
legal.
I'll
If you
try
watch
to
the
make
news
it
at
work,
all last
okay?
year, they
By the way,
identify
go
these
ahead
data
and support
brokers.
Nick. Go ahead and support Nick, okay? If you haven't already and you're watching this, go support Nick if you want to see more of his content be like produced, okay? And use his coupon code at the end.
That sell my info online and submit opt-out requests on my behalf, as well as keeping an eye on the dark web for me,
You got too
sending me
close, I don't
alerts
want
if they find
cooties.
out my personal information has been exposed. They'll even immediately give you a heads up if someone
will
tries to
give you
use your data
cooties.
to access your
And you
credit
can't
or
say
bank
no.
accounts. That kind of proactive protection is literally priceless nowadays. So if you're ready to take control
I
of
will
your
give
online
you
safety,
cooties
go to my link
without
at
consent.
aura.com/nickcrowley
And you have
to
to
get
cry
your
about
first
it.
14 days completely free, which will give
Anyways,
Aura more than enough time to see any of your
aura.com/Nick Crowley.
personal
If you want to
information
support him, go
floating around
ahead.
out there on the
Okay?
web. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect yourself today.
Little hallway, 2 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms. To the right is my bedroom.
Without any context, it's hard to know what the purpose of George Sodini's first video was, if it even had one at all. The entire thing just felt so random. But within the footage itself was one clue that hints at the fact that George actually had a very specific reason for uploading this, with that clue coming in the form of a book on his coffee table.
Okay, come over here. There's some reading material that we're all familiar with.
Office
It was
Politics?
called How to Date Young Women for Men Over 35,
Ooh.
which was about as creepy as it sounded.
Yeah.
Guest today, is a 51-year-old bachelor who says if you're a single woman over 30, you're a dating has-been. Please meet every woman's dream.
So, am I in that bracket because I'm 30, or am I a dating has-been? Oh, okay. Hey guys, a reminder when you said this was gonna be depressing. I wasn't expecting to get I wasn't expecting to get, you know, to catch a stray here. Yeah, no kidding, this is going to be depressing. Oh my god.
Don Steele.
Your charming days are over, man.
Its author, Don
Fuck you.
Steele, had made a living as a dating counselor
I'm
and
29
life
plus
coach,
1, okay?
creating
It
various
doesn't
books
count.
and programs that were geared towards socially awkward men, exploiting them with the promise that someday they'll be able to get the younger girl of their dreams.
God, this is what happens that would end your take, then I hate it. But yeah.
Even after they reached middle adulthood, and all that they had to do was pay for his course, pay for the book, and dedicate themselves to becoming more desirable. And George Sodini was the perfect target. Despite having a successful career as a systems
Oh my
analyst
God.
at a law firm, he struggled to maintain any relationships with the women that he met. It had been well over a decade since he last had a girlfriend, and despite desperately wanting one, George just seemed to lack the ability to connect with women on any level.
I mean, women are able to detect, like, how desperate you are. And getting a date, getting a girl, getting into any relationship, like, you can't just do 3 simple tricks from a fucking pickup artist's book to get a date. Obviously, it's not gonna work.
Even as just friends. And as his isolation began to grow, so too did his obsession with finding a girlfriend.
Oh boy.
George had nearly given up these pursuits too, until he was introduced to Don Steele's course, viewing the program as his last real shot at human connection, obsessively reading the book to the point that he was supposedly able to recite passages by memory alone. On top of this, he would also attend many of this supposed guru's in-person seminars, with some of his
no.
visits even being captured on camera and later posted onto Don Steele's YouTube channel.
It used to be down here. It was called a codpiece, and it's gradually over the years moved up here.
I think I'm blocking him.
So it's red
I think
like
he's to
a
my
wreck,
right.
you know what.
The guy.
And it was in these courses where
so
George
he
was
was.
subjected to all sorts of bizarre and unsettling ideology.
Turn around here, look at me, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to do today more than anything else. We're going to do this. Nice guy must die.
But despite agreeing with this man wholeheartedly and following all of his work, George was still making very little progress, which was evident by the footage of him attending these seminars, as he appears incredibly nervous and kept mainly to himself. And so, recognizing that George had much to improve on, he was given an assignment by one of his instructors. He was told to film a video of his house, so that the instructors and everyone else in the class could see if he was really making himself and his environment desirable enough to any woman who might come over.
Oh no.
Okay, couch and chair, they match.
You know what's the thing? I'm not gonna put somebody down for trying to improve themselves, because that's what he clearly wants to do. Even if he's going about it in the worst way possible, he's clearly trying to better himself, okay? But at this point, this just feels cultish. It feels really, really cultish. It's really fucking weird. This is way too weird at this point. I have nothing to add here just because of the fact that it's so unhinged to ask somebody to record their house to see if they're it's like just the idea of it, it doesn't make any sense, even if your end goal is to make somebody more desirable. Like, his issues are probably had nothing to do with his house. Like, it starts way before his house or his personal belongings or whatever. Like a relationship is not about your house, it's not about your belongings, it's not about how presentable that house is. It's about how you are as a person. Are you a nice person? Are you somebody who's dependable? Somebody who people can trust in you, you know? Somebody who will be there through the thick and thin. There's a lot more to it. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
The woman will really be impressed.
That's not how you go
Knowing
about
this,
it,
the
dude.
footage feels so much lonelier, as it was almost like he was trying to sell his way of living as
Yeah.
being good enough for a partner that he was really no closer to finding. There's something so depressing about it.
Yeah.
And this wasn't his only video.
It is easy for me to hide from my emotions for one more day. Take a long drive in the car, listen to some music, daydream, or just do some mundane task around the house that really doesn't need to be done, that's not too important. And there you go, one more day, and one more day turns into one more year.
Months later, on June 23rd, 2008, George would return with an upload he had filmed inside of his basement, and in it, we get more insight on just how severe his isolation had become. though he still held on to a sliver of optimism thanks to Don Steele's course.
Now, RDS.
And by the way, a lot of the people that unironically followed, for example, Andrew Tate, are in the exact same situation as this guy. This guy is like a perfect example of the type of person who listens to that kind of advice from that kind of person. And this is why I stress so much that you can't be mean to them. Whenever somebody breaks off from his orbit, are people similar to him? I'm using Andrew Tate as an example, but he's not the only example on the internet right now, okay? There's a bunch of people like this on the internet. But like when somebody breaks off from that orbit and they start to look at other places to find meaning, purpose in life, this is why I stress so much to not be mean to them and to welcome them with open arms so they can get a proper second chance at this. Because he's in a really dark spot right now. I hope that he doesn't do anything stupid.
Says that I have approximately maybe 15 more years to be successful at this. And when I heard that, I wanted to continue immediately to start moving on this. I didn't realize I had that much time. So my objective is to be real and to learn to be emotional and to be able to emotionally connect with people.
Before he eventually reverts back to talking about...
They're lost and just need a helping hand. Exactly. Exactly correct. Exactly correct. Never understood that BS about buy my overpriced course and I'll help you become a millionaire. It's a scam. It's a scam. It just is. Predatory pack. Yeah, and that's the thing. Chu brought a really good point up. This preys on lonely men. It preys on vulnerable, lonely men. And that's the really evil part about it. Because you are targeting somebody when they're at their lowest and giving them hope by selling them something that won't work. And that's what's really fucked up about it. You know? I'm more a fan of Jordan Peterson than Andrew Tate. First step is to make your bed and then improve from there every day and accept more responsibility. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. Also, Jordan Peterson, for all the critics that he has, for the most part, like his main set of advice is still pretty good, you know? Jordan Peterson gets critique for a bunch of stuff, but like it doesn't change the fact that like the main advice that he gives most people is to like, hey, you know what? Put your life together first. Then work on changing the rest of the things that happen in your life, you know? So he has, I feel like, a pretty healthy way to give people purpose and just put them on the right path, even if you don't agree with all his takes, you know? So yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
His uncanny desire to find a younger woman.
Because when I'm 10 to 20 years older than she is, you know, she has to feel good about this thing.
Ending the video with hints of an uncertain future.
I'm going to post this and see what comes back.
Do you think that a woman that is 10 to 20 years younger than him will want to be with somebody like that? Did you see how he ended that video? Does that scream approachable to you? Does that seem like a good idea, like a good investment to get into? Like what, like the way that he acted right now? Holy dude.
He would never upload again. And soon after, it appears George gave up trying, essentially accepting
he's just bitter at life, and he probably feels like he deserves something. He's talking as if this is something that he deserves, and you don't deserve anything. You have to build something for you to then deserve the fruits of that labor of what you built, you know? You don't just scream at the ether and hopefully if I fall, that's not how that works, you know? That's just not how that works.
His life of loneliness. But while this would be the last video made to his channel, he wouldn't leave the internet entirely.
Oh boy.
Soon after this final video was posted, a website was launched called GeorgeSodini.com, which served as a place for George to blog about his emotions. And while something like this could have been beneficial for him, this website would instead only serve to capture his descent into madness. An immediate red flag was raised by the very first text you see on the website, as George wrote, "Why do this? To young girls? Just read below. I kept a running log that includes my thoughts and actions after I saw this project was going to drag on," with the line serving as some sort of bizarre disclaimer, though with no other context. George's entries began. December 22nd, 2008. Time is moving along. Plan to have this done already. I will just keep a running log here as time passes. Many of the young girls here look so beautiful as to not be human. Very edible. After joining this gym, started lifting weights and like it. This early post encapsulates what this blog would be focused on, young women he would see throughout the day, his time at the gym, and his plan. This plan was never expressly stated on the website, but it was something he obsessed over, mentioning it in every single one of his posts and dubbing it the exit plan, even going as far as to provide a date and time for it, January 6th, 2009 at 8:15 p.m. Before this day would come, however, he would provide further insight into just how lonely he was.
What the
Moving into
fuck,
Christmas
dude?
again, last Christmas.
Edible? So he's going to the gym and talking about girls as an edible, as it. What? Oh, hey CIA. Damn, you came in at a proper time. What's up, CIA? Guys, it's okay. We have the feds here. We'll be safe. We'll be safe. We'll be safe. Damn. Oh my god. What the fuck, dude? What do you mean edible? The guy is going to the gym and treating it as if it's like what? Like Sizzlers? Like, what the fuck?
Christmas with Pam was in 1983. Who knows why? I'm not ugly or too weird. No sex since January 1990 either. I was 29. No shit. Over 18 years ago. I actually look good. I dress good. I'm clean shaven, bathe, touch of cologne. Yet 30 million women reject me. Over an 18 or 25 year period. That's how I see it. 30 million is my rough guesstimate of how many desirable single women there are. With several other posts of
You know what? No, I'm not. Let's continue the video. I feel like this statement from him just crumples on itself by not saying anything at all. I feel like you guys are smart enough to know like where I'm gonna go with this. Oh my god.
of the same nature, the day eventually came for his big exit plan, January 6th, with George writing one message that afternoon. I can do this. This log is not detailed. It is only for confidence to do this. The future holds even less than what I have today. It is 6:40 p.m., about an hour and a half to go. God have mercy. I wish life could have been better for all, and the crazy world can somehow run smoother. I wish I had answers. Bye. Despite this appearing to be his final post, George Sodini wasn't quite finished, as he would come back only hours later, writing simply, "It's 8:45 p.m. I chickened out. Shit. I brought the loaded guns, everything." Whatever George Sodini had been planning that day, it was clear that his exit plan was something incredibly disturbing, and based on his use of guns, plural, it was likely not just an exit plan for himself. But thankfully, he didn't go through with it.
Oh my
In fact,
God.
he seemed to have dropped the plan entirely, as months would go by without any update to his blog. Though this wouldn't last, as in April of 2009, he began posting yet again, with these entries being even more disturbing. July 23rd, 2009. Wow, I just looked out my front window and saw a beautiful college-age girl leave Bob's house, across the street. I guess he got a good lay today. College girls are hoes. I masturbate, frequently. He is about 45 years old. She was long-haired, hot little hottie with a beautiful bod. I masturbate, frequently. The strangest part
What
of this
the
entire
fuck,
website
dude?
was, according to those he worked with and the neighbors, they all thought George was normal. A little off, sure, but it appeared that these disturbing thoughts and plans were kept solely in his blog, and solely in his mind.
And by the way, you have to understand something that I mentioned on the home meth video. Situations like these are a lot of the times the reasons why girls are as careful as they are. I've experienced stuff like this. My family members have experienced stuff like this, and I've met people that have been abused, hurt, and, just they've had their lives destroyed by people like this. This is why in that home eth video, I kind of stressed so much the aspect of, listen, you can have money, you can be pretty, you can be chiseled, whatever, but you also have to be somebody who's trustworthy. You have to be somebody who people are comfortable around, because when you don't, this is what happens. People like this pop out. He had a house, he had a nice car. If that video was taken in 2008, I think that Altima was like a brand new Altima, right? So he had a nice house, he had a nice car. It's not like I forgot his age, but it's not like he's an ugly guy, He's average. But I'm telling you, none of that mattered, because people can smell this off you, dude. That's why, again, you have to work on yourself first, because this is what happens. This is what pops out, and it's very scary. It's very scary because when people notice this, it's very hard to shake it off because it's very obvious. And I'm pretty sure, likely, he wasn't scaring. He was probably not scaring off only the girls. I'm pretty sure for him to be this lonely, he was probably also scaring like his guy friends. Because guys also get scared of this type of dude. Both of you to assume he had friends. I mean, if he had friends, because he probably was pushing them away the same way he would push women away, and he just doesn't notice that, And that's sad. That's very sad.
But on July 28th, 2009, this would all change. George had boarded a Port Authority bus
It's a
that
dark
day
place to
and
be
took a
in,
seat, carrying with him
100%.
some sort of duffel bag. And as the ride commenced,
Yeah.
he unzipped the bag and began to fiddle with something inside of it.
Oh boy.
An anonymous man sitting next to him noticed this and curiously leaned over to see what he was doing.
Oh no.
In George Sodini's hand was what appeared to be a grenade.
Oh my god.
The stunned passenger ran off at the next stop and immediately alerted the police. But bizarrely, nothing actually came of this. No explosions happened that day, and upon police eventually tracking down Sodini 2 days later, he was searched, but there was no sign of this supposed grenade, and the man who had reported this incident was unable to positively identify him. And
Oh my
so,
God.
George was released, allowing him to continue on with his day, and to continue on with his posting. August 3rd, 2009. I took off today, Monday, and tomorrow to practice my routine and make sure it was well polished. I need to work out every detail. There is only one shot. Also, I need to be completely immersed into something before I can be successful. I haven't had a drink since Friday at about 2:30. Total effort needed. Tomorrow is the big day. Last time I tried this in January, I chickened out. Let's see how this new approach works. Maybe soon, I will see God and Jesus.
Also, hold on. Aren't grenades outlawed? I don't think civilians can have grenades, right? In the US. Pawn shop, maybe? Yeah, it's literally a ticking time bomb to society. Yeah, dude. What the fuck, man? You cannot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that in the US you can't have grenades. They're like full stop. Like, you can't have any type of explosive ordnance. I don't think so. Yeah. You could get them in Army surplus World War II era. It's a destructive device. Probably in black market. So no. Okay. So PSYOP says that there may be a chance. But even then, like, it's like, this is... Let's keep watching the video. I have so many questions. I have so many questions.
This was the final update made to GeorgeSodini.com, and unlike his previous attempt at carrying out this
Date of
exit
death.
plan,
So this guy's dead.
this time, he didn't back out.
Well, spoiler, like they showed a legal document on stream that showed a date of death. So this guy's dead.
4th, 2009, George Sodini would enter an LA Fitness in Bridgeville, Pennsylvania, and walk directly into a woman's aerobics class
Oh my fucking
with a duffel
God.
bag in his hand.
Oh my fucking god.
He then dropped his bag on the floor with a loud bang before he closed the door and shut off all the lights. In a moment of darkness and confusion, one witness recalled that she felt the presence of someone who didn't belong there. Before total panic would ensue, everyone was just screaming so loud. At first, I didn't even think shots were being fired.
Oh my god.
It was so surreal. At that moment, George Sodini had brandished 2 guns from his bag and opened fire on the group of 30, all of whom were women, which was entirely the point. In that dark, cramped room, George would discharge his weapon 52 times, striking 12 different women and then himself. Of the injured, 49-year-old Elizabeth Gannon, 38-year-old Jody Billingsley, and 46-year-old Heidi Overmeyer would tragically lose their lives, while the others were left with permanent injuries, both physical and mental.
I remember this on the news. Oh my god, so you saw this on the news? This is horrific. You went full Elliot Rodgers. I shouldn't be laughing at that. Jesus Christ. He put Supreme Gentleman on them. Oh no. Oh no, dude. How did you put it like that, PSYOP? Christ, dude. The elder incel. But this guy killed 3 women and then injured 9 others. What a mother... God, what... I
It
hope
wasn't
he's
hard to
burning in
find a
hell.
motive. George had spelled it out right there in his blog. He desired women so much that his inability to ever gain a real connection with any of them turned his infatuation into pure hatred. And this is how he wanted to make them pay. And the
really
ironic
hope he's
part is
burning in
that this
hell.
was all so avoidable,
I really
as these
hope.
plans were heavily implied on his website, which had been publicly available online for roughly an entire year.
Tomorrow's the big day. Last time I tried this in January, I chickened out. In January, I chickened out. Let's see how this new approach works. Remember this guy's name. What a motherfucker. Blamed others for his own shortcomings. Yeah, dude, I hope this guy is, just burning in hell. Like, actually, though. That's fucking wild. It's incredible.
Yet no one cared enough about him to ever look.
How do you shoot 52 times and only killed 3? Listen, guns are very lethal, but like if he wasn't aiming his weapon, it's very easy to just miss your shots. My question is, why did he turn the light off? You can hit more targets with the light on. I'm glad he's that stupid though. I'm pretty sure the lights were off, first off. But then secondly, I think that the reason why he did that was so he couldn't see what he was about to do. So I'm pretty sure like that's why it's probably a psychological way for him to like get over the hump and be able to actually pull the trigger. I'm trying to like make sense out of somebody who is insane enough to do this, so like obviously none of my explanations will make much sense. My guess would be that he just doesn't want to see him like the atrocity that he's about to commit before he kills himself, so that's what he did, you know? So it's God, what a motherfucker. Again, this guy's just a fucking monster. Fuck this guy, dude.
It is easy for me to hide from my emotions for one more day.
Knowing what we know now, George's channel is highly disturbing, as it shows us a glimpse into a mind on the verge of completely snapping, in a last gasp attempt.
You buy an Ultima and you snap, dude. Telling you, don't buy these cars. These cars fucking suck, okay? Don't buy those cars.
At achieving normalcy by
You're gonna end up snapping after that CVT transmission breaks on you for the 4th time in 1 month, okay? Fuck.
a person who would go on to become a monster when he didn't get what he wanted.
Just everything I need. Well, that about sums it up.
Hi guys, I am with Lewis. Just having a little drink.
Mark Williams always dreamed of being a YouTuber. He had
Looks at my Ultima. I'm so sorry for you, Aaron. Guys, we might see Aaron in the news soon. I'm so sorry, guys. Can't believe it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Grown up watching parkour content on the site, becoming attached to both its many talented creators and the hobby itself, eventually becoming so inspired by it that he launched his own channel in 2019, at the age of just 15, with Mark hoping that someday this channel would make that dream of his come true. The page went by many names over the years, but eventually Mark would settle on the moniker Displace, and depending on who you ask, his videos were either extremely impressive or extremely irresponsible. They showed scenes of Mark high atop buildings, jumping rooftop to rooftop, climbing on massive abandoned cranes, and fleeing from security guards and the cops on more than a few occasions.
Police are on the way already now.
Yeah, they'll catch me then, won't they?
Chip chip cheerio. Fuck out of here.
Often seen with him was his younger brother, who he had grown incredibly close with, which was due in part to the fact that Mark was somewhat of a loner and didn't have many friends in his own personal life. Though according to his mother, this wasn't necessarily by choice, as she explained that he did desperately want friendship, and he was incredibly caring, he just had a habit of making the wrong friends, describing Mark as trusting to a fault. Mark's longing for camaraderie became especially apparent not long after the launch of Displace, as his brother slowly began appearing less and less in his videos, forcing him to do these free runs by himself, which he implied was something he didn't enjoy nearly as much.
I'm gonna guess that what's about to happen is that probably his little brother is going to die in an accident or something during one of those videos, and he's going to try to hide the fact that his little brother died. He's gonna try to like pin it on something else. That's my guess. I don't know if it's a correct one. I have no idea what happened, okay? But that would be my guess. Maybe this is where this is going, but I don't know, because it's kind of also curious how Nick is mentioning up or like bringing up the fact of that, oh yeah, he wasn't able to make the right friends. So maybe he'll make friends with somebody and something else is gonna happen. But with the information that I have right now, I feel like that's maybe what's gonna happen. Maybe either him or his little brother's gonna die somehow.
My brother, who was part of the channel, Ben, he's not now. I don't think he's coming back at all. He ditched me, leaving me by myself, and I've got a problem with talking to myself as well.
This, coupled with the fact that he was dealing with the tribulations of growing up, led to his uploads on the channel becoming more and more sporadic, as he would often go dark for a few months, only to return with the promise of more consistent uploads.
Alright guys, don't know if you can see me or not, but I promise you Displace is coming back.
That often never came. It was clear that he still longed to be a YouTuber, he just needed some sort of a spark. And sure enough, at the end of 2020, he would find one right in his own comment section.
Oh boy.
In a since-deleted video, Mark would receive a comment from a man named Lewis Ashdown, who explained that he was a big fan of Mark's content and that he would love to join him in an upcoming video, as they both just so happened to live in Uckfield. It was exactly what Mark had been needing, a friend. And not only a friend, but a friend he could make videos with.
Oh god.
And so that's exactly what he would do.
Hi guys, I'm back here with Lewis. And we're going to do the water treatment facility in Uckfield on the industrial estate. See you in a sec, guys.
From their first meeting on, Lewis became a core part of the Displace channel, leading to the two growing closer by the day, with Mark speaking about this bond on a live stream in March of 2021.
If you're going exploring at an abandoned pub...
March 2021, this is pretty recent, dude. Oh god. This is pretty recent. This was 4 years ago.
Yeah, keep your mate with you, make sure he's someone you can trust, you know, and be careful is all I can say. Because in the video where me and Lewis climbed the college, you know, I was constantly looking out for him because he did get dangerous
Lewis
close to
died,
some of
didn't
the
he?
edges, but you know, that's what life's about, isn't it?
But despite finding his new parkour partner, Mark still had other issues getting in the way of his uploads, as he was—
yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, this happened during COVID. That made me feel bad for a British person, Nick. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, I'm going insane, TVH. Wait, why? But yeah, this is, dude. God, this is like during COVID. That's a great point. This is 2021. Oh my God.
is now 18 years old and was facing the reality of having to get a job, forcing him to put his channel on the back burner. Mark discussed this struggle and the many others he was facing at the time in that same March livestream, with his tone about Displace's future sounding less than optimistic.
I've been doing some talking with Lewis, seeming like he wants to get back into climbing and stuff. I haven't actually done it since Christmas, and I've got a bad back. It's been getting worse and worse lately. Don't know why. I need to go to the hospital and have myself checked out. I am not sure where my channel is going to go. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing these videos. I don't know if I'm going to be doing different videos, or whether I'm going to stop completely. But
unlike other times when he had gotten down on his channel, this time he wasn't alone, and his friend Lewis was there to have his back as he pushed Mark to continue his work, even showing up in the comments of this livestream under the name Moral Unknown, where he went as far as to offer up a potential location that they could film their next video in order to get Mark re-inspired. We'll do Buxted Hotel first video back? And sure enough, just days later, the two would arrive at Buxted Hotel to be—
Oh God, dude, God, I really hope that it's not like a case of them like because at this time, IRL live streams were pretty popular. But I hope like his content wasn't revolved around live streaming this type of stuff. I really hope it wasn't.
To begin filming yet another video.
Hi guys, I am with Lewis. Just having a little drink.
This would be their last on the Displace channel, as not even 2 months after it was uploaded, both Mark Williams and Lewis Ashdown would vanish without a trace. It was the waning hours of Saturday, May 29th, 2021. Mark met Lewis at the Maresfield Recreation Ground to have a few drinks and discuss their next potential video. Though once there, it was the drinks that took priority, and very quickly Mark had become intoxicated, leading to him calling his house to tell his aunt, who he had been living with, that he would be heading back now. On the call, his aunt could tell that he was drunk, but Lewis chimed in to assure her not to worry, telling her, "I'll get him home safe," which made his aunt feel slightly better. After all, it was only a short few-minute walk back to the house anyway. Instead, 12 hours would pass, and Mark still hadn't made it back, while Lewis himself also failed to arrive home. At some point during their short walk back, both boys had disappeared. They were reported as missing the very next morning, and the area they were last in was combed thoroughly, though very little was uncovered. Around them had been large pockets of forest and murky bodies of water, leading to some questioning if perhaps the boys had gotten lost, or even had fallen into the water. Though regardless of the theories, as a full 24 hours passed, many began to fear the worst. Until something strange happened.
Oh God.
Reports began pouring in from witnesses claiming to have seen Lewis. Some thought they saw him leaving a local pub the morning after he supposedly had gone missing, while others had seen him at a local movie theater, seeming—
Dude, the thing I love about these videos is the fact that even when you think you have like an idea what's about to happen, Nick manages to like blindside you with something else entirely. So now Lewis is alive apparently. Lewis did it. Yeah, now that's what I'm thinking. Now that's what I'm thinking now. But like, oh my God. Dude, these videos are so good.
Completely unaware that the whole town was looking for him. These sightings introduced the possibility that the boys were perhaps runaways, causing several pleas to be made throughout the press, begging them to come back home. But it would be the police who would find Lewis first, tracking him down at his friend named Liam Hansen's house. There, the cops fired off a barrage of questions, as they not only tried to get answers as to where the boys had been, but more importantly now, they needed to know where Mark was. Throughout all the sightings, it was only ever Lewis that had been spotted, and even now, after searching this friend's home, Mark wasn't there either. So where had Mark Williams gone? Well, Lewis himself offered very little, outright refusing to speak on the boys' whereabouts, but his friend Liam wasn't so quiet, as when he was questioned separately, he claimed to know exactly what had happened on the night of May 29th, 2021, the day in which both boys had disappeared.
Oh my God.
And he knew because Lewis had told him. According to the boy, the night that Lewis and Mark had met at the park, Lewis poured a cocktail for his friend, and then another, and then another, each one stronger than the last, causing Mark to become drunk almost immediately. Realizing he was drinking too much, Mark told Lewis that he had enough, but Lewis persisted, outright demanding that he keep drinking, leading to Mark begging Lewis to let him stop. At one point, Mark's pleas finally caused Lewis to back off, as the boy instead agreed to make him a non-alcoholic drink, only for him to fill the cup with even more liquor when Mark wasn't looking.
What's wrong with this guy?
By 11:30, Mark could barely stand, prompting him to make that phone call to his aunt, letting her know that he would be back soon. Meanwhile, Lewis had been so preoccupied with getting his friend drunk that he
Peer pressure kills, dude. Peer pressure actually kills. This is why you should never, ever, ever follow peer pressure. This is literally why. This is a perfect example as to why. Why when mommy and daddy told you to not give in to peer pressure, this is exactly why. This is insane, dude.
He was still fairly sober at this point, and in his sober state, he promised Mark's aunt that he would get him home safe. Seconds after that phone call ended, Mark hunched over to vomit, which is precisely when Lewis pulled a large kitchen knife from his pocket and plunged it directly into Mark's back. Mark stumbled and asked Lewis to call him an ambulance, being unable to comprehend what had just happened, to which Lewis responded by laughing, before doing it again, and again, and again. This is what Lewis had told Liam in the days after the alleged attack, but as Liam recounted the story to the police, he made it clear that this wasn't just a
Listen, I know it's not the time for jokes right now, but leave it to a British person to make it into one of these videos and somehow involve knives into the crime. And dude, Lewis, oh my god. Holy shit, psyop. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck, dude? That is critical timing. Oh my god. You got crit damage on that laugh. Fuck you, dude. Yeah. Somebody just got killed and you invoked a quote from Julius Caesar. Damn, dude.
tall tale, as he had actually seen it for himself.
Oh no.
When Lewis had told him the story, he pulled out his phone and put it up to Liam's face, revealing that he had filmed the entire ordeal.
Oh my god.
And sure enough, when police searched Lewis's devices, they would find that footage, though it was far worse than they ever could have imagined. On Lewis Ashdown's cell phone were 7 total videos depicting the attack,
oh my
with the
fucking
footage
god.
spanning nearly an hour in total, during which Mark had been stabbed 107 times, on top of having a number of other sadistic things done to him. And all the while, it was said that Lewis was giggling manically. When asked about what he had seen in those recordings, Liam provided further detail on just how awful the attack was.
Hey, Psyop, do you feel any worse about that little joke he did right now? Do you feel any do you feel any remorse right now? Buddy? Psyop? Sad face. Dude, 107 times. Oh my god.
Recounting that, he ripped Mark's eyes out. Proper psychotic stuff. I was going into shock. I was shocked how he came out with it. I wanted to run.
Dude turned him into a pincushion? Dude, he even ripped his eyes off. He went to the effort of ripping his eyes off. Give him the full London experience. Oh no. What's the London experience? Get drunk, get stabbed 107 times and get your eyeballs ripped out. That's a full London experience. He probably had a license for that. Smile. It's alright, Chad. Calm down. Calm down.
And tell someone. This was clearly not a normal crime. It displayed a level of evil and hatred that goes past human comprehension, and due to its brutality, police assumed that surely something must have happened between these two to breed so much hatred inside of Lewis. But according to Lewis, this wasn't actually the case. Instead, he stated that he had simply found Mark to be annoying, and that he had been wanting to kill him for some time because of this, and had just been waiting for the right moment. Plus, he always wanted to know what it was like to kill someone. And that was it. That was his entire motive.
Imagine killing somebody, like what was annoying about him? What was annoying about him? It's just a kid doing YouTube videos and it wasn't going his way. Bro, YouTube is a, at 18, you are like this. You don't know what to do with your life. He put pineapple on pizza, alright, okay. Average Twitter night behavior. Like, the worst sin that you can put on this kid is that he found his existence cringe. I mean, I guess. But he's an 18-year-old kid putting himself out there. Like, dude, You know what's the thing? People at 18, a lot of times people will go ahead and judge 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds for like stuff they do at those ages because they're quote unquote adults. But like honestly, to me, people who are 18, 19, they still don't know what they're doing. To me, they're still a kid in a lot of ways. At 18, I was way more annoying, so apparently I deserve it too. We're all cringe at that age, yeah. It's such. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's jealousy as well. Or if jealousy is somehow in there. Because there has to be like at least an angle to that, right? Because to kill somebody just because you find them annoying is wild. Like, that's just wild to me. Like this guy, wow, dude.
Lewis
Fucking
Ashdown would be
twisted.
arrested the day he was found and later sentenced to life in prison
As
with
he should
parole
be.
eligibility in 25 years.
Why are you giving... This is the thing that bothers... This is the second time that we saw... this is the second video from Nick that we watched. And we see somebody in Brickbongland get eligibility for parole after doing something as heinous as this. Dude, when somebody does something this premeditated, don't give them parole. They don't deserve this. It's not an accident. This wasn't something it was in the heat of the moment. No, he planned this out. He purposely got him drunk. He recorded the act. He spent 107. He wanted to enjoy it. He wanted to enjoy the process of killing this guy. Why are we giving him any leeway? He deserves a share? Honestly, yeah. He deserves pineapple on... He deserves pineapple on his beans and toast for the rest of his life. I just accidentally stabbed him 109 times and recorded him. It was just a prank. The United Kingdom, what's happening? This is the second video that we watched from Nick, and it's a similar situation. Like, the guy was premeditated doing this.
While Mark's body was found dumped in a nearby body of water.
Not that the US is any better, by the way. The United States has a bunch of stuff like this happen too, but like in this specific case, this is with the British police, right? So, or like the British legal system or whatever. So,
and eventually given a proper burial.
Hi guys, I'm back here with Lewis, and we're going to do the water treatment facility.
With this context, Mark's channel is utterly devastating. All he wanted was a friend to film videos with, but sure enough, as his mother had warned, he was trusting to a fault.
If you're going exploring at an abandoned pub, yeah, keep your mate with you. Make sure he's someone you can trust, you know, and be careful.
Which brings us...
You know what's the sad part? Also looking back at that, I wouldn't be surprised if in some of those videos, maybe he planned to do the deed right there, but they didn't do it for whatever reason. Because in any of those videos that they're going to abandon buildings and places, those are all like perfect places to like do the deed and not get caught, assuming you do it well. I'm not saying that, I'm not giving anybody any ideas, by the way, don't do that, but like, think about that. Like, he was probably, every time he appears in one of those videos, he was probably scoping out which place he's gonna do that. This could have been any of us at that age. Is a scary thing, yeah. I mean, that could be you at any age, right? It could be you at any age, but you know.
Just to a disturbing revelation. Just months before he would kill Mark, Lewis was the one that encouraged him to get back out there and film with him, and based on his testimony that he had been wanting to kill Mark for a long time, it makes it very clear that he was doing this not to be a good friend, but to get Mark alone in an isolated spot, so that he could carry out his plan. And adding more weight to this theory,
Told you so.
when they visited the Buxted Hotel, which Lewis himself had suggested during the livestream, Mark was uncharacteristically drunk.
Hi guys, I am with Lewis. Having a little drink. Okay, so we'll smash this after we smash these.
Which was never really part of his channel before that upload. And Lewis was uncharacteristically nervous.
We're going to do a couple more bangers. Can't tell you what they are in case anyone's watching that shouldn't
Told you so.
be watching.
Who's watching?
Well, no, I mean watching the videos, because I've got... Yeah, I know that the police do watch my channel sometimes.
Paranoid even of being caught by the cops, despite being totally unfazed in previous videos, where in some he was literally being chased by security guards. And coincidentally, by the end of this video, we get an indication as to why Lewis was so nervous.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because he had been carrying a knife. All this leads me to believe that that night, Lewis pushed Mark to film a video in an abandoned location, then got him drunk, and was going to carry through with the murder, before eventually backing out for unknown reasons. And all the while, Mark was completely unaware. never once suspecting that the man he had been filming with had secretly been plotting to kill him.
What do you need a knife for anyways? That's a victim blame, right? But like, if you're going out with somebody to go into an abandoned building or whatever just to do some trespassing, maybe record a video or two, you're doing some stunts or whatever, why the fuck do you need a knife? All you need is your 2 legs and a video camera. You don't need a weapon in any of those areas. There are abandoned buildings. And if there's like a hobo or something in there, just back out. You're not going to fight the hobo. You're not going to fight the person. If there's like somebody living in there for whatever reason or whatever, you're not going to fight them. You don't want to fight them. You want to run away. So just run away. You wouldn't want to be in a place where there's dangerous people anyway. They're entering the PvP zone? Okay.
And one day would actually go through with it.
Okay, I'll wrap it up now then, guys.
They're entering a PvP zone. Jesus
yeah,
fuck.
I'll see ya.
I think I'm gonna try and stay on this side and go across. Well, this should be quite amusing. Enjoy!
Joshua Brown.
Joshua Brown started his YouTube channel back in 2010, a time when many individuals, including himself, used the site to upload random videos offering momentary glimpses into their lives. Joshua was in his mid-30s at the time and had recently finished serving in the Navy, before eventually settling down in Canton, Ohio, where he focused on his many passions. He loved driving, he loved technology, and he loved a little bit of danger. And soon, he became infatuated with a product that was essentially the sum of all 3.
He's infatuated with Teslas?
For Joshua, these electric vehicles were a technological marvel and the future of the automotive industry, and he dreamed of one day having one. With that dream eventually coming true in 2015 when he would purchase his very own Tesla Model S that would eventually become his life and his YouTube channel's primary focus. He began uploading videos.
He looks like a nice guy. Can't wait to see what goes wrong. Exactly. God. He seems like a nice Tesla driver. A nice Tesla owner. Surely nothing's about to go wrong. Surely.
Of his new car immediately, but rather than these focusing on the vehicle itself, it was its most controversial feature that interested him the most: autopilot. The feature had become available for Tesla drivers in October of 2015, which is exactly when Joshua purchased his car and began uploading these videos showcasing its possibilities.
It takes all the stress out of it. Get to your destination slightly slower, but hey, at least now you don't have to worry about anything. It's just let it go.
He wanted to essentially be a pioneer, providing an overview of what self-driving was really all about, breaking down the specifics and showcasing a variety of unique situations that you might find yourself in if you were to use this driving mode yourself.
Okay. The section in here is going to be very, very difficult for the car to handle.
I'll say this though, so far he seems like a well-adjusted guy. Like there doesn't seem to be anything off with him. Man, that life is a nice foreshadowing. Honestly, I didn't get like creepy vibes from the laugh. At least not yet. Like I'm kind of being charitable because there's also the fact that like the ominous music in the background makes it really easy to like to build like suspense. But so far he seems like a pretty well-adjusted guy, you know? I don't know. So far it's, you know, so good, I guess.
We're filming this just so that you can see scenarios where the car does not do well, so that you've got something to judge off of it when you're driving on your own.
And he tried to make a point of doing so safely, as he never used the camera behind the wheel, and always had someone helping him to avoid any accidents. But despite his focus on safety, it was clear that he was pushing the capabilities of this brand new technology, as at this point it was still in its infancy, with one of the more glaring red flags being the placement of his hands.
Here we are, stop and go traffic on 271, and geez, car's doing it all itself.
When Joshua was shown driving, he hardly ever had his hands on the wheel, as he said he wanted to get the true experience of self-driving. This was something that Tesla had actually adamantly advised against, and
you just keep like the hands near the steering wheel, like just rest your hands on your knees. And if the car goes off kilter, you know, or if the car goes crazy on you, just grip the wheel, you know, like I don't get it. It's not like you won't get the full experience by just having your hands near the steering wheel. You're just safer.
Even had visual and audible warnings if it detected that your hands were off the steering wheel. But Joshua seemed to find a workaround, as he instead used his legs to avoid tripping the sensor, while keeping his hands close by, ready to grab the wheel in case of an emergency.
Yeah, at the very least do that.
Do it is so that it is really actually hands-free, is I keep my knees up, because the tack works pretty good, but I can still get my foot down to a brake, and just keep it like this because you can
No, never mind. If you're doing that, no. Your foot should still be on the brake. What are you doing, my guy?
so quickly.
It was clear that Joshua truly believed
fuck
that
are you
this car
doing?
that was driving him was safe, and this belief was only strengthened on April 5th of 2016. That day, Joshua had been driving his car on the interstate when a large truck suddenly merged into his lane, with its driver not even seeing his car. And before Joshua could even react, the autopilot kicked in and veered out of the way, avoiding what would have been a certain collision. Amazed by the event, Joshua would upload dashcam footage of the close call to his YouTube channel, where he praised the vehicle's response. "Tessie did great. Excellent job, Elon." This video would immediately go viral, exploding
Your average Tesla fan. Tessie did great. Great job, Elon. Yeah, he really is the average Tesla fan. Oh no.
to over 4 million views between the two versions that Joshua had posted. But while the response to this video was overwhelming, especially for a channel that was accustomed to getting just a few hundred views, there was one response in particular that impacted Joshua the most. As Tesla's owner, Elon Musk,
Tessie? Tesla pussy. The Tulsi. Damn, that's good. That's pretty good.
would repost the video on Twitter. Stunned by the
Oh no, dude. Oh no. Oh no. He gave the Tesla fan his wet dream come true. Elon retweeted your video. It's over, dude. This is gonna go off the deep end real fucking quick. This guy is about to get extremely brazen with the irresponsible driving from this car. Oh, dude.
Joshua would later state, "For something to catch Elon Musk's eye, I can die and go to heaven now."
Oh no.
He had no way of knowing then, but this would not be the last time that Elon Musk would tweet about him, though his next feature would be under much different circumstances.
The trigger? Guys, who saw this coming? The trigger? Elon fucking Musk. Dude, Elon fucking Musk sent this guy to doggy hell. This guy is probably now dead in doggy hell in some horrific car crash thanks to Elon egging him on while doing something extremely irresponsible with his own car. Unreal, dude. Unreal. Here we go.
It happened just 1 month after Joshua Brown's video had gone viral. He was driving on Highway 27 on a clear sunny day at approximately 4 p.m.
Oh, he's fucking dead.
With open road ahead, Joshua turned on his trusted autopilot, and it stayed in autopilot mode for over half an hour, as at this point, his trust in the car was higher than ever, causing Joshua to seemingly lose focus on the road, as he was quickly coming up on an intersection where a massive 18-wheeler had been turning left, blocking Joshua's entire lane.
Oh no.
Joshua was seemingly so unfocused that he didn't even notice it. Even stranger, the car itself didn't detect this either, despite the entire trailer being horizontal in their lane. This was due to its pure white body, as the sun was shining so brightly against it that, for whatever reason, it became invisible to the self-driving AI. And with neither Joshua nor the car registering the danger that they were in, the vehicle would strike the trailer, going 74 miles per hour.
Oh, fuck.
There were no attempts by Joshua to even move the steering wheel, and the brakes hadn't so much as been tapped. The collision happened at full speed, and it happened so fast.
This is like religious levels of fanaticism over a self-driving car, over a product. Oh my god. Look at this picture, dude. Dude, his head was cut clean off.
That the car drove straight through underneath, shearing the entire top of the vehicle off.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my, look at the car, dude. Dude, this guy's head must have exploded on impact. Jesus Christ. Dude, look at that car.
Driving full speed down the road, before it would eventually crash to a halt.
It ripped the entire back of the car off. He likely got his spine ripped in two. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's insane. Reenacting the Headless Horseman. Fuck you. Damn. Shut up. Bit off the top if you could, Barber. Oh, no. You guys. Damn. This is motherless behavior, chat. This is motherless behavior. The driver's seat was intact, so I don't know.
When the driver of the truck...
I mean, the driver's seat can tilt back a little bit. The metal can't. The metal cannot, but the seat can be pushed back forcibly a little bit.
Truck rushed over to see the damage. Joshua Brown was already dead, and the truck driver could hear nothing but the sound of Harry Potter.
You can own it on DVD and video. The adventure is bigger.
But he got isekai into Harry Potter. Is that what you're saying, Nick? He got isekai into Hogwarts. Is that what you're saying, Nick? Jesus.
Magic is stronger. Harry Potter.
Also, dude, the fucking car flying in midair. Brutal timing.
Harry Potter.
Discovered in Joshua Brown's car was a DVD player, which many believe Joshua had used to watch Harry Potter while on that drive.
Oh, no wonder. Oh, God.
Thus explaining why he never reacted to the impending collision. Now, this is something that has been disputed by his family, and ultimately it doesn't seem to have been fully proven or disproven. But in the end, the fault of the accident was placed mainly on the driver of the truck, who had made that left turn, and Joshua Brown, who had failed to pay attention to the road, as it was revealed that during his 37-minute drive, he only had his hands on the wheel for just 25 total seconds.
No, dude.
Joshua Brown always wanted to be part of the innovation of Tesla's autopilot, and in doing so, he wrote himself into the history books as being the first person to ever perish in a self-driving accident. And while this
That's a horrible title to get. You're the first person to get blown the fuck out in a self-driving accident. That's what people will remember you for being the first reported death. That's
This is no doubt a tragedy. His death has led to numerous safety improvements and a better understanding of the self-driving technology that he had given his life to study.
In the end. Good stuff, Nick. Good stuff. Elon probably doesn't even remember who he is. Yeah, dude. It's a shame, but it was inevitable that someone would be the first. Okay, so you're right. Somebody will always be the first at that. But I think what makes it so harrowing, I feel like humans aren't ready for AI in general and automation to this scale. Not yet. Because it's one thing to die due to self-driving shenanigans, but this guy died because he just blindly trusted the car that was in a beta, and he was unwittingly, of course, egged on by Elon Musk of all people. And people, listen, this is the issue that I have sometimes when people release these types of technologies and aren't careful with who gets access to it. The moment that got released, he trusted it with his life, and he paid for it. It wasn't a situation of him, you know, like doing all the right protocol and then the car failing anyways and getting him killed. No. No. And you gave to an idiot. God, I don't want to say that he's an idiot. But like you gave to somebody who wasn't ready to accept that in technology and to use it responsibly. Technology that will get him, and thankfully, and this is going to sound a little bit cold, only got him killed. He could have killed way, like a lot more people with that. A lot more people could have died in that accident. In a weird way, thankfully, only he got himself killed by being irresponsible using that technology. It's, and I'm not saying that the technology itself is bad or it's to blame, but I feel like, again, we should be very, very careful when giving people access to this type of stuff. In this case, he died, and that's really sad. But I could very easily see this being a case of, imagine if instead of him being on a Tesla Model S or whatever car he was in, imagine if he is on one of those Tesla 18-wheelers and he's doing the exact same thing. Suddenly, he's driving a Lord knows how many tons and he's allowing a computer to do everything for him. And you know what? If an 18-wheeler does the exact same thing that Tesla Model S did, there would have been way more deaths very easily. It's around the manufacturer though, no? I mean, it is, I guess, but like it's on the manufacturer, but I feel like it's also on, and I hate regulation. I don't want to start arguing a point of regulation on this because I don't like government intervention regulations on the market. But when these technologies make it to the market and puts other people's lives in danger, that's where I kind of think, you know what, maybe there should be some intervention and some protections be put in place because it's not fair for people who are not participating on that technology to have to suffer the consequences of people being idiots with it, you know? So, yeah, like, again, that's just That's just my 2 cents on that. Politics is not the point of what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that it should be harder to access this type of stuff. In that sense, again, it's really sad that he died, but I'm kind of thankful that it was only him because he was the one being irresponsible despite the warnings from Tesla. Tesla did have those warnings in place and he just decided to ignore it. SpongeBob is a better driver? Oh Christ.